my business, sometimes it's just better to give the people what they want. And today, people want cotton candy and popcorn. For months on end, we've gotten tons of messages from you fans asking us to do an episode on killer clowns from outer space. Well, the wait is over. It's finally time to break down this cult classic. Released in 1988 under Transworld Entertainment, Edward, Charles, and Stephen Chiodo wrote, directed, and did the practical effects for Killer Klowns. That's just unheard of today. And even though this movie is laced with humor, I can't ignore the magic created by the Chiodo brothers. The special effects built a scenery that made Killer Klowns unique and unmatched by any other film. I can't let the comedy overshine all the hard work and innovation created by these three. And honestly, I don't think it does, because somewhere in this world right now, someone is watching this movie. I promise you. And it's not for their love of the plot. Vibrant cinematography, overacting, and clowns on a spaceship. What's not to love? There's a reason why this movie grossed over $43 million, and there's also a reason why you see characters from this movie at every horror convention you go to. We're going to discuss all of them. So this is a big episode, lots to unpack. So go ahead and get your ticket for the show. Grab some ice cream, maybe some cotton candy. The circus is in town. Or in your car, or office, or headphones, or wherever you're listening, I guess. So, without any further introduction, here is our take on Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Boom! Welcome to the Sloppy Horror Podcast. I am your host and your scary movie companion, Christian Ramey, and back again for another week clapping them cheeks, the best producer in the whole wide world, Mr. Ozark Mark. Ozark, how are you living tonight?
Hello, my lovelies. I am back here to keep you company, like I always do. Why? Because I love you.
We
you
do.
love me, and we're all one big happy family here at the Sloppy Horror Podcast. So, this is episode 3, right, in the season. Is that what it is?
Is it 4?
I don't know.
Hold on. Let's see. We did Silence of the Lambs. We did The Burning. And
okay, so this is Tree.
Yeah, this is Tree.
Episode 3 here in season 4. And what is this episode for those who do not know, Mr. Christian Ramey?
This is a big one, guys. Everyone's been breaking our balls, saying you guys aren't doing any B pictures. You guys don't like B pictures. Well, if I can object, sir, this is one of Ozark and I's favorite movies of all time, Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Now,
Killer Klowns. Holy shit.
Don't let Ozark lie to you. Now, I might be the horror nerd just because I go into weird, deep research, but Mark's one of those guys where he'll say, like, he's not a horror nerd, but, like, if you laid out 10 movies in front of him, I guarantee he would gravitate more towards the horror ones than he would towards, like, regular, like, The Notebook or a sports movie or something. I guarantee you would gravitate more towards something that has a little blood in it. So, because here's what happens, Mark. I think every week, like, all right, what movie am I going to have Mark and I talk about? What's he want to talk about? And I'm like, man, I don't know if he knows everything. But every fucking movie I run into, I'm like, I feel like Mark's seen this. He knows this. Killer Klowns, me and you have watched this together. I can't tell you how many times we've watched this movie. It's a classic.
This movie here, Killer Klowns from Outer Space, is the pure definition. If fun time for a movie was a definition in the dictionary, a picture of the Killer Klowns would pop up under it. This is 100% fun movie. That's all it's intended to be.
It is. It really is.
I know.
This was made by a group of 3 brothers, okay? And these brothers were called the Chiodo brothers. They were huge into claymation. They were huge into special and practical effects. I mean, you should look up the Chiodo brothers. They have been in a lot more movies than you can imagine and even think of. I mean, from Pee-wee to just, I mean, crazy stuff. And actually kind of a weird fact, too. That band Chiodos, that's where they got their name. It was just kind of a spoof off of this name because they loved these movies and some of these old style things that they did. I'm right there with them. So what we will do is give you a quick little rundown, which we don't even need to for this movie because you don't need to understand it at all. It's not a movie that you even need to understand, but...
No, this is 100%. You can watch this 100% mindless.
Oh, yes.
Flip it on at any moment. You're right in there.
So a meteor comes to Earth, but it's not a meteor. It's a giant spaceship. A bunch of teens and 20-something-year-olds are making out on top of the mountain. They find this. They go figure out what it is. They see it's a giant circus tent. and the killer clowns. They find out that these people kill people and turn them into cotton candy, and they're a lot of fun. And everybody in the town starts to get, attacked by these clowns. And then there's 2 police officers, both of which are hilarious. One is overacting to the point where it is hard to watch, and the other is just a complete dick, and he's really funny. I forget that guy's name that played Officer Mooney, but he's in a lot of stuff. He was in a lot of like the old westerns. He was in The Outlaw Josie Wales with Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
He did a lot of those old pictures. I enjoyed those a lot. Those old cowboy movies, believe it or not. But he's actually a good actor. And I feel like the dude who played Dave, that cop, isn't a bad actor, but he just was in this movie. He didn't match the tone everybody else had. Everybody else was kind of kidding, and he's like, we're going to figure this out.
No, both of them are, Mooney and Dave. I love their banter between each other because it's such intense acting on a non-intense acting movie. But Officer Mooney is... You would think, as much as I love clowns, Christian Ramey, a clown would be my favorite character in this. It's not. It's 100% Officer Mooney.
I thought it would be.
He is funny through the whole thing. He cracks me up. A walking quote line.
One-liners.
One-liners all the time. He's the best.
I want to talk to you about one of my favorite one-liners from this movie. So, first off, the Chiodo brothers were big fans of old school horror flicks like The Blob and Invasion of the Body Snatchers, all these crazy old flicks, and they kind of spoofed it. This movie is actually like the scary movie of its time because there's a bunch of those movies that kind of spoofed within it, and even there's a familiar scene, almost reminiscent to Creepshow, when the meteor comes and lands, and then there's an old farmer there with his dog. He kind of reminds you of Stephen King in Creepshow.
Oh, man, that farmer guy is the best. I love that guy.
Oh, he gets so pumped, and he's talking to his hound dog, right? And he sees this meteor, and he's like, you see this? Oh, all these people are going to come see this. There's going to be thousands of people. He says, they're going to have hot dogs. They're going to have helicopters. They're going to have airplanes. And tacos. I don't understand it at all. Was that in the script that way? Did he write it that way? And tacos. I can't ever hear. That man ruined the word tacos for me. And tacos.
That's an earworm. That's going to be every time I see tacos or a Mexican restaurant or even a Taco Bell. And they're going to have tacos.
It's so fun. It's about 6 minutes into the movie.
It's 6 minutes of pure joy. And it kind of, it sucks. Like, this is an actual sad part for me, which is weird, okay? Because I'm a sucker. When I see another human being, experiencing, pure joy, in the formest. You say you can go to the casino or something and win $10,000 and you could be happy, but that's not pure joy. That's not what I'm talking about. But this man is going through, he's all excited, and then once he sees the circus tent, he gets so excited to go to a carnival. I'm serious. As weird as it sounds, but he looks so excited and he's so pumped up with joy. I was like,
where's that damn ticket booth?
I know. He's so happy now. And I was like, oh, man, I don't know why. But I was like, I feel bad for this man and he's about to die. Everybody else, I could care. But it's man, he was just so happy to go to a carnival. He found a carnival. They're going to have tacos.
And this man doesn't die just anyway. So, his dog starts to trail behind him, and then he hears the and then all of a sudden, wait, where's the dog? He sees the dog's bandana on the ground. He goes and picks it up, and he's like, where's my dog? And he starts beating on the circus tent, and he grabs it, and he's like, what's he say? He's like,
he gets electrocuted.
He says, this thing's charged.
He said, this place is wired.
Bro, it's the funniest electrocution scene ever in cinema history.
It's dude, if I had to pick between that and the doorknob on the people under the stairs, I'm picking this one just because of what he says. Why is somebody getting electrocuted always hilarious?
It shouldn't be, and it
is.
It
is not, but it is.
Dude, he went down.
Yeah.
He went down, and these clowns, they have guns that shoot out popcorn, and then they also have a laser gun that just straight turns you into cotton candy.
Mm-hmm.
What a cool concept, man. What a cool concept. And that, you get some invasion of the body snatchers there with the cocoons, but, they're cotton candy cocoons.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's pretty funny to me. So, I guess the main character is Mike in this movie, and he's with his girlfriend Debbie, and they're like making out at the top of the hill, and they also see the meteor after the old man, and they go try to figure out what it is, and it's actually his girl's fault. She's like, come on, let's go see it. And he's like, no, I don't want to do that shit. She's like, come on.
Typical horrible idea.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Why ruin the moment? You were in a nice car, you're getting a little bit of tang in the tonsils.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's go chase a meteor now, because that sounds like a fantastic idea.
Horrible idea. So they find this, and it's a spaceship, actually, and they get into a tussle with the clowns, and they make it out. And they shoot them with popcorn, though, and these popcorn, it's like they're like tracers.
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing ever, because when you see him pull out this gun, it looks like a fake Nerf gun or something. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, this is dumb. But then he shoots out popcorn, and you're like, oh, haha. But then the popcorn's got like tracers. It's like literally tracing these people, and it sticks to them, and it's like GPS.
Mm-hmm. That's some high-tech shit for 1980.
Yeah, bro, like that was really cool, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But it sticks to them, and then they run back to the police, and they tell him, and obviously Officer Mooney doesn't believe him, and then the overactor Dave does believe him, but it was Debbie's ex-boyfriend, so there's a little tension there. There's other characters that we need to mention, and that is the ice cream truck guys. Rich and Paul, what the hell was their name? Rich and Paul. Yeah, Rich and Paul. So these guys, they drove around a clown ice cream truck, and they were a lot of fun. They were funny two people.
They were a gruesome twosome.
Yeah, man, they really were. Now, I did hear some sad news, Ozark Mark. Now, this was really sad. I just want to make sure that I'm not messing this up. The guy's name is Peter Cassie, and that's the guy who played Paul. Well, I guess last year, man, 2020, he had passed away, and I think he took his own life. So, kind of crazy, kind of sad, but it's kind of weird because I enjoyed this movie so much, and obviously we're not friends, but it's like you still, does that ever happen in a movie where you're like, damn, that dude passed away or whatever? You're like more sad than you should be.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know this guy, but it's like, that sucks, man. Like, you were really funny in that. And the guy who played Rich was the guy I saw that made a tweet about it. And he was like, he was my lifelong friend and shit. And you're like, God damn, dude. That sucks. So that's a little sloppy horror PSA. Mental health's a thing. Check on your happy friends. Check on your sad friends. Okay? Now, we're done with the sadness because we don't focus really on sadness. But I figure if we're going to break down the movie, these two characters were big. That should be mentioned. Very sad, regards to his family, but I am happy that I can still enjoy his work. Now, isn't that something? Do we need to remake a movie, Ozark Mark, so people will remember it?
Do not
No.
ever remake this movie. Do not.
I'm cool with even a part 3.
You can make a new part, but do not remake it.
Nope. Nope.
Do not.
It's really funny that you could tell it was at the cutting edge of these special effects, but the Chiodo brothers are really good at these special effects, so it looks well. But as a producer, maybe you've noticed this. I love the sounds the clowns make because you could tell that they were playing on a keyboard with the pitches a lot on them, and for some reason I really love the noises they make. They're kind of. I only know that noise as a Killer Clown noise, if that makes sense. There's just weird little...
Yeah, it's a lot of distortion, a lot of reverb, and they probably, what my guess is they recorded just the noises some human or actor was making the noises with his mouth, and then you distort that, affect that, and then you also put a little bit of keyboard faded in there, and you join them together, and it makes that weird, eerie outer space sound.
Did you enjoy that? It almost sounds campy, but it works still.
They look like those are the sounds they would make.
And this is a thing that I really want to drive home with Killer Clowns. I've said Chiodo Brothers a lot because it sounds fun to say, and I like to say it, but even as a B picture, I would say the acting is what makes this movie more of a B picture because the effects really still hold up. They do not look as bad as you remember them being. Obviously Ozark and I, we watch these movies millions of times, but we do brush back up before we discuss them, and we'll watch them again. I was highly impressed with the special effects for 1988. It does not look hard to. The hardest part to watch is the overacting and like the goofy acting. The whole premise, and which it's a weird premise, so it has to be a little goofy. But the spaceship looked fucking sweet. Like, it looked awesome. Like, that set was beautiful.
Yeah, the inside of their spaceship was probably the greatest.
Yeah, and like even
that looks so much fun.
Oh, dude,
going
that's a blast.
through their spaceship, dude. Somebody some theme park needs to remake that tent as a haunted house or something. That would be fun as shit.
Now, Mark knows that I haunt and I scare people, and I've been taking seasons off because my child. I mean, I worked last season, but I've been taking seasons off because my youngest. And obviously, this podcast is rolling so hard, and with October being a great month for us, I'm not going to take that off. But what I can say is once Sloppy Horror really starts get rolling, and we have the freedom to leave our 9-to-5s, and we have that haunted house open that we eventually plan to do, one of my greatest joys and things I look forward to, because I've talked a lot of my friends into doing dumb shit. I do it all the time. And I know they hate me for it, but a lot of times they're just like, will you just shut the fuck up? And they'll do it for me just to shut me up. But one thing that I would love to do with you is haunt, because it's something that's, I'm not saying it's like extreme, like you couldn't do it, but it's not something that I talk everybody into. It's something that people have to kind of seek out for themselves. But once we're in a position where we can just straight do horror 24/7, my greatest joy is going to be able to work a night in a haunted house with you in a clown room, because I don't think you would leave. I think
I wouldn't.
I think the moment you made someone cry, or like the moment you got that power, because if all my haunters know what you're talking about, because you have that gene in you where you're like, oh, this is fun. And I tell you, the most fun, when I was a teenager, I was just able to stay out of trouble because, I mean, we were kids doing shit we weren't supposed to. But I tell you, from about August, from about this time of year until the end of October, these haunted houses, especially the one, my first one I worked at, these guys opened arms to me, and like they didn't have 1 million people coming to help them out. They relied on the kids, nerdy kids like me. And I would be there in August painting rooms that weren't even my rooms, setting them up. Like I was a cinematographer. And like now I look back at that like, wow, what an opportunity. Because even now I haunt and I can make my own characters. But that's just crazy, man. I got to set up all these rooms, but that was a lot of fun. And setting up the clown room was a lot of fun. Our particular one, we made a giant box in the middle of the floor, like a giant jack in the box. And I would say it was probably 4 feet high. I mean, and it had this like little thing that you wound up and you could pop out of. And it was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. I would love to see you in that. And so you mentioning like, hey, somebody needs to do this set down the road when we have that Sloppy Horror haunted house, man. When it comes to the clown room, Ozark is going to be so hands-on. I don't care if you do anything with this haunted house except help me design the clown room. That's what you're going to do. You are Mr. Like, when I think of clown shit, I love clowns, but when I see them, I think of you. That's how much.
Yeah, clowns are my probably favorite thing in this world. If you're talking horror, clowns are fucking it. Everything about a clown. I see clowns, I get pure joy. I fucking love them. And I've been disappointed. I love haunted houses. They're great. I usually don't. I much rather work a haunted house than go through one.
Sure.
Just simply because every time, it's boring now because you go there with my wife or girl or, whoever it is at the time. Mm-hmm. And they always go for her. They always go for the girl. So you're just sitting there back, okay, well.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. It's kind of boring. But working one, absolutely. I would go to. People would come from miles to go through Ozark Mark's clown room.
And I'm telling you, like, regardless, I still have the company. We could do this. So there's a few different styles of haunting, too. Like, and we're going to branch back in with Killer Clowns, but this all deals with everything. You guys know us now, and you like to hear us bullshit a tad bit. So, there's the thing with this horror world. And, I've been so thankful because it's, like, adopted me in, so to speak. I've always been in it, and I didn't even realize, like, Ozark and I were two kids. I'm not saying that people gave us the most respect because we were young punks. We were young punks, and now we're at a point where people give us respect and things, and that's amazing because we're doing it across all branches here. Not only are we talking the podcast, we're hitting all these platforms for you guys, talking all the horror stuff, But I am so serious about the sloppy horror theater and the sloppy horror haunted house. These things are coming very soon because I'm like trying to hit the EKG to the horror genre because it's in great places. There are great directors out there, Mark. I'm not a big A24 Productions or Ari Aster film guy. I'm not huge into those. They're a little artsy, a little pretentious, a little long. Not my taste per se, but they are original ideas. Don't really like Jordan Peele's style of preachy horror movies, beat you over the head, because I like to escape. Life's hard enough. I want to watch people turned into cotton candy. That's what I like. But it's a new idea for the most part. I like that. So it's headed in the right direction, but we need more Terrifiers. We need more movies like that. And I think once you and I are in a position where we have the platforms to A, make these movies, and B, just put a surge back into it, because all it is are people are afraid to take the chance. Production companies, Paramount Pictures isn't going to roll the dice on a new idea for a horror movie for the most part. They're going to be like, oh, Halloween 64? We'll make that. Yeah, we know people will come see that. You don't need a big recipe. You just need the mask. You need the guy with the knife. You need young, hot people. Some cussing, some partying, some murder. I mean, if they listen to the show, they could use my kills casting. They could go off my rating system. But that's really all you need. And then you got millions of fucking dollars. You don't even need high dollar actors and actresses. So I want to see that brought back, and I think you and I could bring that back. And we can even have fun with it. Make pictures like this, like Killer Klowns from Outer Space. One day, when you and I are making a clown horror movie, that's when you know we'll made it. We're going to look at each other like, what the hell are we doing? Because that's the dream, man. But I'm telling you, you give Ozark Mark and Christian Ramey a shot at making a clown movie, you think it was scary.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
That's going to be a spook.
Oh, dude.
Fest, okay?
I can't wait, dude. It's going to happen. We put it in the atmosphere. We talk this. We have these loyal fans. We have these people. So maybe someday soon. But regardless, we're going to keep going at it. It's like there's all kinds of stuff I know about horror. Like all kinds. Do you know anything?
No.
Oh.
Oink, 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 motherfucker. Welcome to the What Do You Know here. This is a segment here where we're here to tell you something that you may or may not possibly know about this movie. Now, if this is your first time here, hello to you. We're going to find out what you know because we're going to tell you what we know. Now, if you don't know what we know, you're about to find out what we know. And then we're going to know together. And then together we're going to cycle up and have a wee no-gasm. It's kind of like a period, but less painful, and you can still eat ice cream. You'll be fine.
I love ice cream.
Everybody loves ice cream and cookies.
I do love ice cream.
So, why don't we start off here and tell me something that you may or may not have known about this movie here, The Killer Klowns from Outer Space.
Look, it looks like the semen on that blanket. That's not semen.
It looks like some man.
It's not.
A's.
It's not, though. I just literally washed it before you came over here. Okay. This movie, Killer Klowns from Outer Space. It happens to have an original theme song at the beginning.
Oh
Sorry, sometimes I get a little worked up when I'm talking here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, continue, please.
Anyways, there's a band, and their name's the Dickies, which is a strange title of a band, but I don't think they got famous. Wonder why? Hey, our name's Dicks. That's not good. That's not a good look. But here's what happened. They didn't even see this movie before they made the song. Okay, they hired them on, and they said, hey, we're making a movie called Killer Klowns from Outer Space.
Dude. I'm gonna have to start. I gotta start closing my eyes because I cannot take you seriously in that outfit whatsoever. I can't do it. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. Holy shit. Dude, I can't.
I look like somebody's grandma.
Oh my god.
Shit. All right.
I'm crying.
Oh my god, I can't look at myself.
Don't look at yourself. Don't do it because I can't even look at you.
I'm pulling it together.
Oh my god.
Did you hear me in the bathroom laughing? I walked in and I was like, what do I look like? I'm literally crying.
Okay, so the band the Dickies.
Okay.
They make this song, right?
Yes, there's this band named the Dickies.
Yeah.
Okay? They brought me to tears. Their music's so touching. Oh no. So they got oh shit.
Stop laughing.
I can't help it.
Stop it.
Okay.
Oh, people are gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? Holy shit.
Okay.
Listen, if you're an audio listener, you need to go to fucking YouTube right now and watch this fucking segment because he's fucking killing me right now.
Look, no big deal. This
No big
band,
deal
the
here.
Dickies,
Yeah.
they wrote this song. They never even seen the movie beforehand. And I don't know if you've ever seen this movie, but it's a pretty awesome song.
Absolutely. This is an earworm riff of a song in your fucking head, I guarantee it.
It's
Anybody
so
who has
good.
watched this movie in the past 3 days, that song has popped in your head at least 3-5 times. That just in general, that by itself, like add a guitar riff to that, holy shit.
I didn't they sang Killer Clowns. I mean, it's altogether a good song.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Like I'm not upset at any point if you put that song on. Like if somebody like came in my room and woke me up and said, "Hey, it's time to get up," and you're like, "Okay, what are we doing today?"
That's a good idea. I'm about to make that my alarm because they know you say, if you put one of your favorite songs as your alarm, you're gonna end up hating it because it's the thing that wakes you up.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
I don't think I can ever be dissatisfied with this song as my alarm here.
No,
What
what
a
would happen?
song.
What would happen if you put it on and you don't like the song? Like, would you eventually like the song?
I don't know. They say 2 negatives make a positive, so I don't know. That might work.
Okay.
You don't like to get up. You don't. Okay, so we got 2 negatives here, right? You don't like the song. You don't like to get up, but then they smash together and they make a positive. I think that's how that works there. I think this is basic science here.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a good idea.
I think
Maybe
that's
try
how
that.
magnets work. I don't know. But look here.
What a
Do you
fact.
you
What
got
a-
stuff? You got stuff.
I got a fact here.
Oh.
First of all, let me compliment you. What a fact. What a song.
Oh,
Very
great
good
song.
here. So, I got a fact here. So, when Mike and Debbie, they first go into the spaceship, they first discover it, they go in there, and then the clowns discover them, right?
Mike and Debbie?
Yeah, Mike and Debbie. And then, they run out, and the clowns, they start chasing them.
Yes.
So, one of the clowns comes up here and makes an animal balloon of a dog.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And
that
then they
part.
make the dog, follow the fucking people.
Trailer popcorn.
Yeah, trailer popcorn. Now this is genius because first of all, this is a real fucking dog balloon. Like this ain't no CGI, people. This is 1988. Okay, this is a real fucking balloon animal. And you're like, and they did stop motion with it. Okay, makes sense. The Cheeto brothers, they like stop motion. They make stop motion. So you gotta think to yourself, how they can't have like 100 dog balloons here. That what I mean?
That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of fucking work.
That's a lot of air.
So
out of
what
your
they did
lungs.
was they made a balloon dog already, and then they dipped it in latex. They dipped it in latex so it doesn't fucking pop.
like condoms.
Yeah, and then they air dried it so it solidified or something.
Oh,
Whatever.
like harden the guy up.
Yeah,
Man,
so it
okay.
harness. Kind of like a candle or whatever. So there you go. They did that. So what a creative fucking way.
Okay.
The things you gotta do to make a movie. A lot of people don't realize how much work goes into these motion pictures here. But that's a cool little fact I know about that balloon.
That's
dog.
somebody's job.
That is somebody's job. What a fucking job there.
What are you doing? I'm making condom, balloons.
I'm making condom dogs.
Yeah, condom dogs.
Yeah, for killer clowns for outer space.
Condominium dogs.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got another fact.
Okay. Don't do that. All right, don't get me going again. Say it. What's your fact? Stop. Stop it. I can't take this shit anymore. Hurry up and say your facts so we can get the fuck out of this segment and you get the fuck out of that outfit.
I like to talk with my teeth.
We all know that.
No.
What's your fact?
You remember that TV show, or the comedian, Christopher Titus? He had like a show in the 90s, the Titus Show.
Yeah, he's a very well-respected stand-up comic as well, I think.
He is. He's a funny guy. He's a funny guy. I don't know his full history. I don't know if there's something bad about him or anything. So, but from what I saw about him, I enjoyed him, and I don't know where he's at now. But
I hope you're doing good, guy.
Yeah, I hope you're doing good. You know what?
What?
He's in this movie.
He's in this movie? Where's he at?
Yeah, he's right in the beginning. So there's with the cool songs going on, there's a guy who crosses the street, and a police officer, they almost like kind of run into each other. He's like, fucking cop. That's him.
That's Christopher Titus.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a nerd. He's got glasses on.
I didn't even recognize him. Well, probably because I've never used to seeing him so young.
Some people look good in disguise.
Yeah, they really do.
You can't recognize them.
No.
Not at all.
You know what's funny about that, too? I love how their beer just is a can that says beer on it.
Beer, yeah. Beer. What are you drinking?
Beer. I want one of those. Somebody make a can like that. I thought that was pretty fucking funny. So that's a great fact. Is that all you know here?
Yeah, these things hurt my eyes.
Can you even see out of those?
No, they hurt. They hurt my... I don't know whose these are or where they came from, but whoever has these needs new eyes. Because there's no way. Sometimes I, dead eye, hit a little of the, the greenery, and then my eye goes a little lazy. It tells me and says, hey, it's time to stop partying, pal. It's like, a meter on my gas tank. I know. Like, when it's all the way this way, it's time for me to go to bed.
Yeah, your eye done fell asleep. It means bed time.
Yeah, it's making plans ahead of me, and that's what's going on. But whoever needs these bad boys, they can't see at all. They shouldn't drive. I want you to put these motherfuckers, and they hurt. I mean, you can't see through them.
Nah, I ain't looking through those sons of bitches.
That's why you gotta do the old people thing and look over them. And they usually don't keep their mouth closed when they do it.
Alright, that's it. Fuck this shit. I'm out of here.
Alright, you guys know stuff. Ow. It poked me. Wow, man. Wow. I mean, every week we're getting informed. Those we-no-gasms. I know you guys like them. I like them.
Who doesn't like a good old-fashioned we-no-gasm?
Now, this is kind of random, Mark, but have you ever seen Angels in the Outfield?
Absolutely.
Great movie.
Awesome movie.
It's an amazing movie.
It's a spectacular movie.
Oh, it is a spectacular movie. Do you remember there was an asshole guy that was like in the baseball stands, and he was next to the kids when they caught like the foul ball or like the home run ball?
Yeah, he's like, go back to Cincinnati.
That guy.
Yeah.
That guy. That guy is in this movie. He's the one that says, "What are you gonna do? Knock my block off?" And he punches his head off.
That is correct.
Dude, and what's even weirder is that guy is not like a super well-known actor, so he falls in that list of like, where the hell are you at now? Like, are you okay? Because that movie was so impactful to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, Angels in the Outfield. That's just really strange because I loved that movie, and I never really put that together till I was an adult that was the same guy. But that was that fun clown, Shorty. He might be my favorite clown. I got to think about that. Do you have a favorite clown in this?
It's hard to pick, but I think I do. I think it's the clown that is in the jail with Mooney.
Oh, yeah. I like him a lot, too. I think he's called, like, Clownzilla. Like the bigger one?
Yeah, the bigger purple one, the one that goes into the station and kills Mooney.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite one, I think. Because that whole interaction with him and Mooney is just fun the whole way through.
And he painted him up.
He painted him up, and he also had the best kill out of all of them, which he killed Mooney, and he made him into a puppet.
Yeah.
And that's the best line from Mooney. He was like, "Don't worry, Dave. We're just here to kill you." And he takes his hand out, wipes blood off, kills the 2 guys in the jail. But he's always fucking with Mooney. You know, Mooney puts him in handcuffs and his hands just pop off.
Was that the same one that tried to lure the little girl out of the restaurant?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was actually kind of a creepy part. We often talk about segue horror because there's that, like, I'll get those questions on my lives and they'll say, like, hey, man, what's a good movie for my kid to watch because I want to get them into horror. And first and foremost, if your kid's not into horror, they're not into horror, and I wouldn't be into, like, forcing my kids into anything. It's really strange because I would say, like, my older 2 aren't, but, like, my older 2, like, have pictures with Kane Hodder and Robert Englund, and, like, they're so well-versed in the genre that I don't even think it's, like, a passion. It's just something they don't even – it's like going to church to them. Like, they don't even – like, that's just it. They don't, like, kind of know. But my youngest, I think she's got the horror bug because she's always trying to watch stuff she's not supposed to, getting into stuff down here. And I'm not kidding, dude. I'll come down here. There'll be no lights on down here. And she'll be like, I'm down here. And you're like, okay. And she'll have the mask. She'll be pressing this witch and lighting it up. And I'm like, you got it in you, kid. But don't push it on your kids. But if they're into it, People Under the Stairs, we talked about that one. That's great. Killer Klowns from Outer Space isn't too bad. I don't think there's any nudity in it.
No, there's no nudity. There's
suggestive
just,
scenes.
There's just the shower. That's the closest thing to nudity, but that's it.
And you see like a stomach, and like you just see legs and a stomach. Really, you don't like really see.
That's it. I think this movie is perfect for your outdoor summer movie nights. Or Halloween, the campfire on a projector during Halloween, or trick or treating and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, put it up on the side of the house. This is a perfect, fun movie that really everybody can enjoy. And you're excited to see about it. Like, when you hear Killer Klowns, if anybody knows about it, they're excited to see it.
Oh, yeah. And if you have somebody that's afraid of clowns, this might even be a movie that you could put onto them and be like, look, this is why we like clowns.
Yeah, this is a segue into clowns for people who are afraid of clowns, I would say. Mm-hmm. Because they're a fun time. They're funny looking. Like, these are not creepy clowns. Like, now it's hard for me to say because I don't have clown phobia, but I feel like if you would have clown phobia, you're not even going to be scared of these clowns versus a Pennywise or something. You know what I mean?
It's that one.
Yeah.
Clown nails. Yeah. I always think of that now since you
I told you it's messed up. You can't get that out of your head, but the Killer Klowns from Outer Space, they don't look like real clowns, I guess you could say. Like, they look
suits. Yeah.
They look like costume clowns. Like, so I think if you know somebody who's scared of clowns, I think this is a good movie to show them, and they won't be scared.
Yeah, my kids always ask about this movie. They always ask about this, and even the older 2 who aren't necessarily crazy about horror, they're just like, oh, Killer Klowns, can we watch that one? Dad, you remember when we would watch that? I was like, yep. We can throw that in the rotation.
Yeah, it's perfect fun time, man. Like I said before.
I haven't let my 3-year-old watch it yet, but she would probably. Dude, she's nuts, man. She's just nuts.
No, she would love Shorty and she would love all the clowns. I guarantee it.
I know. If it wasn't for like the death part, like because I don't think she's terrified. I just think she's gonna go around knocking people's block off. We need holy water for this one. She's wild, man. I don't know what happened. All the energy trickled down.
Go around knocking people's block off.
Dude, I'm not kidding. She's nuts. Like, I'm like, you cannot hit people. But I guess all toddlers, you're teaching them. But
well, sure, yeah. I mean, they're very impressionable at this age. So if you show them somebody getting their block knocked off, she's gonna try and do it.
Well, her older sibling is 15 and the other one's 10, so she's just learning from them. And like, she's just not timid. And it's like, not because I think you'll be afraid, because I don't want to open your world up yet. Let's stick with Disney a little bit, and we go Monster Squad. I like Monster Squad a lot. That one's good. Halloween Town, Casper, those kind of Addams Family, those fun classics. And which are fun. That's what they're spooky. And even as corny as like the ABC's like 31 Nights of Halloween, and they're playing those Caspers and those are still good watches, man.
Mm-hmm. Beetlejuice, all that stuff.
Yeah, get you in the fall season, and it's what gets your kids into it. Because if your kid's like, no, I don't like Beetlejuice, we might not be into horror, and that's okay. But you have those certain kids that's like, let me watch Beetlejuice 47 times in February. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh yeah, he's got it. He's got it.
Yeah.
Never change, kid. Never change.
What? Man, we got your favorite clown, Shorty. What is your favorite part, or couple? You might have a couple favorite parts. I always like asking this question, and some people might feel the same. Some people have different favorite parts, obviously. But I want to know what yours is.
I definitely enjoyed the old man and the dog.
Yes,
those were great to me. There's a scene that sticks out to me that I don't know why, but Mike and Debbie are in the spaceship, and there's all these cotton candy bodies, and they know that they're bodies, and they're like, oh shit, and she screams, and then the clown hears them, and they have these real trippy elevator doors. They're swinging, revolving doors, and you just, as soon as it turns around, you are on the next floor.
Yeah.
Like, it's really creepy, but they're like running from him. And I'm not saying it's scary, but it's like the first clown reveal almost. So like you're not really sure what's going on. You're not sure if these guys are going to be serious or comedic or what's going on. But you have that like, you better get the fuck out of there, man. I don't know where you're at. But these dudes, they just gave that old man the business out there. Like, I guess you did see one clown with the old man, and he did pop out and shoot him. But he was all business. He killed him. And then all of a sudden you see a shadow of a clown. And I kind of like that one too. I think he's up in that picture. He might be the middle one there. I don't know, but I do like him.
I think it's the one on the far right, the red one.
Yeah,
the red one.
I liked him too.
See that? Okay, that's a good one.
Those are good scenes. I like that police interaction when the two punks get arrested in, and then the Dave's just like, if you're gonna book them, you're gonna do them the right way. He's like, hey, what are you kidding? He says, I got public intoxication.
I got public intoxication. Drinking wine on school campus. Trespassing.
Give me a break. Like, he's so angry.
Mooney is the best, man. I can't stress it enough. Like, he's such an overacted. It's like he watched too many Clint Eastwood movies or something.
And he was in them, believe it or not. That's why. Why.
It's so over the top. I really enjoyed. It's a very random part, like mine always are. Okay, but it's when Mike, Debbie, and Dave are running from the clowns towards the end of the movie, and they're running through their spaceship, and they're trying to get away, and they keep going through all these doors and elevators and stuff. It's when Mike finds a door, and he opens it up, and it's another door.
Yeah.
And he just keeps opening doors. It's like 5 doors. It's like such a classic clown thing, and I love that they put it in there. It's like a funhouse thing. But he just keeps cracking me up because he keeps saying it the same way. He goes, another door. Another door. Another door. He says it like every door.
That shit,
another door.
That shit was comedy, dude. You're gonna hold your sides watching this movie.
They're walking through a hallway and it's just a bunch of balloons. Like, I would die so quick in this movie if I was in this movie.
Me too.
I would die instantly.
Worse than the old man. We'd walk right in like, hey,
walk
guys.
right in. It's like, hey, Christian, there's balloons in here. Come check this one out.
We'd wave to him. Hey,
this place is the shit.
Don't turn us into cotton candy. We want to roll with you guys.
Yeah. I'll show you where all the good people are at, okay?
Yeah, we'll bring you all kinds of people, man.
Oh, yeah.
Let us roll around with you in your spaceship for a day. We don't know what you do up here, but we want to know. We want to figure it out.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Now, I've always wondered this every time I watch this movie. So, you have the 3 characters. You have Mike and Debbie. And technically they are dating or boyfriend and girlfriend or something, I assume. It's never really established, but I assume you are some kind of relationship in the 80s when you're up on Makeup Mountain.
Yeah, they are together.
Okay. Now we have Dave, the blonde cop, who is Debbie's ex. And throughout the movie, Dave and Debbie get closer.
Yes.
That whole final runaway scene, once he pops the balloon in her and she's holding Dave, she's holding on to Dave. Dave is grabbing her hand and holding her hand and running away. And then at the end, when he comes back, he's got Dave's hands are on Debbie's shoulders and he's like kissing her head and shit. And Mike's just standing there not doing shit about it. So, what the fuck? Are they going to have a love triangle? Did Dave just steal back Debbie? Or is Debbie just so relieved?
Mike's a watcher. He likes to watch them bang.
I feel Mike's a little bitch about it. It's like, dude, the ex is making moves on your girl and you aren't doing shit about it. Yeah. So, and obviously Debbie, I mean, like, what a hooah. Like, you just switch teams like that. Like, all it takes.
Slooty sloot, you sloppy whore.
Oh, I know. So I've always wondered that. What do you think? Do you think Dave has won back Debbie, or do you think Debbie will still go back?
I don't think Mike really gave a shit. Like, I think he, like, it was very much like a new girlfriend. He's like, I don't care about you. You're weird. You got problems.
You think so?
I do. So I think he was putting off real fuck it energy, and I think Dave was putting off real simp energy, just like, what's wrong? So I don't understand the dynamic.
What does simp mean? Okay, I don't know what the fuck that means. What does that mean? I'm showing my age here, I know, and this is how often I'm not on social media or up to hip with the fucking cool kids. What the fuck does simp mean?
I want to break down the acronym. I forget the acronym, but it's pretty much like the dudes out there that are like, hey, babe, what's going on? How are you? How was your day? Like the guys, and you'll see them on the internet, like that just try to shoot their shots under girls like selfies, and they just don't have it. They don't know how to communicate with women very well, and they're like that level where they're friend-zoned. It's the guys who are always friend-zoned is what's going on. So pretty much not anything that's happening in this room, you know. And, like, I feel bad because...
I'm trying to find a better way to describe it the way I would understand it, but I think... What did we used to call simps, kids? I feel like this is still a term that's been going on for many, many years. It's just we called it something different when we were
It's kind of like
younger.
almost like a yes man, kind of like... you know what they said it is? It says suckers idolizing mediocre pussy.
Okay, I get it now. All right.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. I just had to figure that shit out real quick because I know I'm not in touch.
I think we fall under the Chad category, and we don't mean to, but it's just our nature.
What the fuck is a Chad?
So and what's kind of bullshit, because it's not like an insult, but it kind of is an insult. A Chad is like... So this was all explained to me through friends, okay? Because I thought it was kind of silly too, but...
Sure.
There's like the simps, and then there's the incels. Those are like the involuntarily celibate people. So the people that like don't want to be celibate, but they are. You know, the chuds. They're like, you know, whatever. That's just who they are. So they want to bang, but they just can't, and they're just stuck in this zone.
Incels.
Yeah, and they fault that because us Chads have our roam of the land, because even girls who are 3s and 4s, they're supposed to shoot their shots at 3 and 4 dudes, but they don't. They shoot their shots at like 8 and above dudes. And like even if we're 7s, whatever. I mean, I feel confident that we're at least pretty good 8s, but whatever. I mean, whatever. But girls will shoot their shots.
I'm at least an 8.5. I'm a half point above your ugly
honestly,
ass.
I feel like 8. We're being modest with 8. Okay, all right. Look. Just because aging is weird, man. Something happens to dudes in their 30s. They either go one way or the other. But that's
men usually age like wine. Women age like cheese. That's what they say, though. No, that's not always true, but I'm just saying.
Is that an Ozark quote?
No,
okay,
dude, that's something from like way back in the day. But I forget who said that. But that was the saying, like men age like wine and women age like cheese. Now, obviously, that is not true.
But like they say Chads can be like kind of douchey, but not always. Sometimes there's the nice Chads, and maybe we fall under that. But we are in that like. I don't want to say athlete tier, but you know what I mean? And I'm just saying what other people have labeled us. I'm not labeling ourselves. I'm new to the culture and what all this means, but I have been called a Chad multiple times, so I was like, I'll just roll with it at this point. Like, whatever. I don't think it's that like, hey, man, you're a Chad. You're one of those guys that slays all that pussy. Well.
Thank you, I guess.
Wow.
I'd rather be that
than
a Chad or not a simp or an incel, I guess.
And so, yeah, it's very strange. I think it's very silly because I think there are so many like women that don't want to deal with dudes, because dudes like us are like, we're probably not easy to date.
Dude, just walk outside and you'll see that there is somebody out there for anybody.
Oh, dog, for sure. You know how many?
Have you ever looked at the two people and wondered like how the fuck?
There's so many ugly people that are married. So many ugly people are married and they're in love.
Dude, but I know. I was trying to be nice.
There are ugly people that know they're ugly and that are married, and they're like, "Yep, you're right now." Okay, and that's okay, like, because there are problems that come on every aspect, because they might be better people, you know, but we don't know. We don't know. All I'm trying to tell you is what other people have labeled us, and that's okay. I'll roll with it. That is what it is. But I think it's at least interesting. And you asked what it meant, and it's like, I don't know. Somebody really broke it down to me, and you know that like hits blunts meme where you're like, that's how I felt when they were explaining it. I was like, huh?
You got the perfect face for that too.
Yeah, just like the fuck you're talking about.
Oh,
but then
man.
it kind of made sense because you know how your phones are always listening. So I saw like more memes of that kind of stuff pop up, and the memes do crack me up, and they are kind of funny.
Okay. Well, thank you for informing me
Dave
of
is a
today's.
simp.
That was Today's Culture with Christian Ramey. New segment right there. Bam. You guys, you just fill me in on what the kids are doing these days because I have no fucking idea. Also, I'm very interested in to find out what your rating is for the Killer Clowns for Outer Space.
I do think it's time.
Sloppy horror rating, baby, yeah! Yeah, bitch! What's up? Welcome to it here. This is the segment here of the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. This is a superstar segment here. This is the most informative, and it's great because, we're going to rate this movie. I'm not going to do it because I ain't no fucking nerd. But Christian's going to do it because he is your scary movie companion, horror nerd, lovable, fucking Chad over there. I guess that's what you're called.
Yeah, I guess we are.
So, this is a very simple procedure here. If this is your first time here, hello to you. Welcome.
Hola.
This is the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. It's done in 4 categories. 3 of the categories were 3 points. Last category is worth 1 point for a total of
10 points altogether.
10 is a solid number. The top 10, the 10 commandments.
The 10 crack commandments.
Yeah,
That is a good song.
I love that song. So, the first category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, when we're going to talk about casting for 3 points total.
Okay.
What do you got here?
So I do like the characters in this, and they do work well together. So I'm going to be modest in this movie and give it a 1.5 because the acting and the scripting is not that best for what these people are saying and how they're talking. But there is a chemistry on screen. So I will give this a 1.5 because there are so many great movies that go so hard for acting and they gel well together that you can't even if Silence of the Lambs is a 3 in acting, and I'm giving this a 1.5, that's pretty modest, you know?
Well, I would just say Mooney and the old guy in the beginning is a solid 1.5 just by itself, and that's really the best actors.
And I do think Mike is a good actor. There are parts in his script you can tell that were not that great, but as far as just being believable, he's just kind of got that, hey, kind of I'm not a, what's going on here?
Yeah,
He's not on theater.
In some moments, it looks a little bit better acting than some, but you can't. It's Killer Clowns from Outer Space. What do you want? An Academy Award? No,
I'm going 1.
you're gonna go 1 now.
Yeah, 1.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, 1's final answer.
Okay, so that's 1 out of 3 for casting. That's 1 out of 10 so far. Let's go on to the next category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. That is kills.
By far, strongest category.
Yes.
There's all kinds, man. You get old dudes getting electrocuted, shot in a cotton candy. You got people punching people's heads off. You have a whole wide, like you said, somebody got turned into a puppet.
Somebody got turned into popcorn.
Turned into popcorn, man. That's nuts. I like variety. I like when there's innovativeness to it because you could tell that somebody says, hey, man, we're going to have fun with this movie. What do you want to see done to these clowns? How should we make this look like they're killing people? What should we do? Somebody thought about this and put some tender love and care. This is a 3 for me. This is a 3. And I like that we separate kills from fear because kills don't have to be scary. This is the fireworks show at the end of the game. This is the hurrah. This is what I have come for, is to see what kind of ways you can rip people apart. Now, not always every horror movie has kills in it. And that doesn't kill it. That doesn't make it a bad horror movie. But it does make it a little artsier, almost like a Silence of the Lambs. But for killing and tearing people apart, and even in a fun way, I mean, we keep saying it, turn you into cotton candy. Like, what other movie do you know that's done that? If I said I'm going to turn you into cotton candy, you would say, oh, just like Killer Clowns.
Mm-hmm.
So even though, oh, it's a B picture, it's like, it's still pretty original.
Yeah, and they had a good amount of kills, too, which is great. Especially not only humans, the clowns die, too.
Mm-hmm.
I love how you got to kill them in their nose.
That's the weak spot.
That's hilarious.
That's the weak spot.
So that's 3 for kills. That brings us a total of 4 out of 10 so far with 2 categories left. Let's go on to the third and final 3-point category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. That is fear.
So it's not scary. It's not scary at all. And
No.
I can't give it a 0 because there's people that are afraid of clowns, but this will be that half point. So I have to give it a half a point because there has to be somebody that is terrified of clowns that does not like this movie. But man, I am like really hard pressed to find that person.
Yeah, that's a very select few.
Yeah.
That's like
A very select few, man.
that's like finding somebody who doesn't like chocolate or something.
Seriously, dude, it's a strange parallel. Most people love this movie. Kids love this movie. It's not scary at all, but I will keep, because there is some clown phobia out there. You do see people that are afraid of clowns, so I will hold that accountable, and we will say a half a point.
Half a point. Okay, so that takes us to 4.5 out of 10 here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Going to the final category here with 1 point. That is, does Christian Ramey fuck with this movie?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. It's a comfort movie. This movie is like ice cream. Get yourself some ice cream and go watch this movie. You'll enjoy it. I see overwhelming love for this random little movie that was slipped into the 80s. As far as the mainstream world, not everybody knows about this, but if you go to a horror convention, there is no way that you're going to make it through that whole day or weekend without seeing a piece of merch or seeing something from this movie.
No, this movie really just brings out joy for people when you watch it. This is, I mean, seriously, if you watch this movie, you can have a bad day, you could be bored. You are going to feel fun inside your body when you watch this. This hour and a half of cinema is going to lift up your spirits or take your mind off of whatever it is you're going through. And that's really what movies are meant to do. So that's a total of 5.5 out of 10 for the rating of the Killer Clowns for Outer Space.
Yep.
It sucks because I love this movie so much and I wish it had a higher score. But according to the categories, that's what it is. You know?
As far as a horror movie.
As far as a horror movie, though, yeah.
But if you're going a fun time, this would be a 10 out of 10.
Absolutely.
If this was a fun time meter, 10 out of 10.
Absolutely.
11 out of 10.
This almost is not a horror movie to me.
No,
But
not at all.
But it technically is. I mean, it's clowns from outer space killing people. Like, there's horror. Like, I really wish if the apocalypse were going to happen in our lifetime, I really wish this was the way.
Oh, for sure. For
You know
sure.
what I mean?
Take us out this way.
I know.
I'll go willing.
So that's a pretty respectable score for that. So 5 out of 10. But we absolutely 100% recommend this if you have not watched this movie before. And if you have, go watch it again and have yourself a nice hour and a half of fun. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Clowns, huh? That's
Ozark
your
Mark.
front door.
Ozark Mark.
Yes.
Here's what I got to tell these people out here. So, from the P.O. box to the merch, all that stuff's rocking and rolling, so keep your eyes and ears to all of our platforms. If you guys, have anything you want to give to us, you'll have an address you could send that. And then also keep your eyes out on the Instagram. We have new moderators running that, so we have some giveaways going on and then a lot of interaction and polls, and we like when you guys interact. Obviously, you could see our faces on TikTok usually.
Yep.
We're on there.
Don't be shy. Jump in on all the fun. We love the interaction.
We do.
And we will definitely interact with you. Absolutely 100%. We love that shit. So, become a sloppy hua or sloppo or slopnut or whatever the fuck our fans going to be called. But I'm telling you, man, these people in the fan clubs that we got going on, they're becoming friends. It's a beautiful thing. It's a nice little thing we're building here, and it's a lot of fun. And if you're not part of it,
The slow hose.
yeah, The what?
Slow hose.
Slow hose.
I just mixed our words together. I combined them.
That's not the best combination.
Slow hose.
Slow hose.
Yeah, we want fast
It sounds
hose.
like...
We want it fast. No, I'm just kidding. Just teasing. Just joshing around.
Yeah, so be a lookout for all that. We have a Discord chat open for you. You can send a message to either me or Christian. Well, not me anymore, but Christian Ramey. He will give you a link for that for you to join and have in on all the fun.
Woo-hoo.
And be a lookout for those contests, ladies and germs, because we're having merch on the way. And be very careful, because eventually I'm gonna get the personal merch shit working in my own home, which I will make personally, and there will be limited edition items up for sale. But those aren't going to be so easy to earn. I'll tell you what.
You know, people have love for sloppy horror, but you know what they can do if they really want to prove that? You don't have to really give us anything or do anything crazy, but at this stage, since everything's, and we're on this rocket ship. It's been very great, and we're so appreciative, and honestly, I'm humbled from all the response we get back. But if you really want to do us a solid, share it to people you think would listen to it. Let people know. I know all these people across the world. They're a part of some kind of horror group and something they do. I don't care what platform you're on, whether it's Reddit or Facebook, whatever. A simple share goes a long way. It really does, because we're just at that stage where we're growing, and we appreciate the love, but we need to get the word out there. Ozark, Mark, and I are this close to being able to hang our hat up and do this full time. And I'm telling you, if you enjoy the show now, let me just give you a little brief synopsis. We're waking up 6, 7 in the morning, if not earlier than that. I'm shuffling kids around, going to work, coming home, making food. Ozark's doing all kinds of shit at his house. By the time we get here, it's late in the evening. And we're this entertaining late in the evening. So if we can wake up and entertain, possibilities are endless. So if you want to do us a solid, spread the word. Ratings help. We appreciate the love. Follow us on all our platforms, and keep your ear to the track, man. Get yourself a t-shirt, a hoodie, a hat, a beanie, some koozies. And we will be out at these conventions. So if you see us, like Ozark said, do not be shy. Come say something. And yeah, man, I'm really excited. These episodes, we're leading into the spooky season. We're leading into October. This is going to be like a grand finale of sorts. And just a reminder, that 13th episode, the Halloween Day episode that we're releasing, it'll be out a week early. Find it on Patreon. We're going to have some more content on there. So I'm just real pumped up, Mark. I've never done anything this exciting leading into spooky season. And even next week, I'm not going to give you the movie, all you guys out there and girls, but it's a big one. It's a banger.
Can I ask you a very serious question?
Yeah.
How in the fuck are you wearing a long sleeve shirt down here?
I don't know. I'm not hot at all. I'm like
How are you not hot?
I'm like a lizard, man.
I can't wait for summer to be over.
I enjoy the heat.
Yeah. No.
Mark's melting away.
I am melting away. I swear to God.
You melting.
Oh, man. My
Good stuff.
butthole is swimming right now. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I've been there. So, folks, keep your eyes and ears out. We appreciate all of you fans, whatever you want to be called. Thank you for checking out Sloppy Horror. Seriously, from the bottom of our heart, that's why we're putting all this hard work in for you folks. So, until next week, you guys are going to have, to find something to do. And if you get that bored and want to see us, find us.
Christian Ramey, give me a sneak peek for next week. Give me a little clue of what the next episode will be. Give me a clue.
Chains. Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Chains.
Okay.
Chains everywhere.
I'm going to leave now.
Okay.